All right, welcome back to another episode of Cameo Podcast. It's been a while since I've recorded one of these. I actually am sitting on a couple episodes because, well, I really suck at actually keeping organized with all of my shit. So everyone thinks I'm very smart and all that shit. No, I just get ADHD style and just move on to the next project before finishing one up. So I got something to post, but this episode has been scheduled for a few weeks now. Rich City Records on Instagram reached out to me, ended up texting. His name's Justin Conder.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
His hat says he's Canadian born. Are you a hip-hop artist or are you a producer? Or are you a record label?
I do. Man, I wear a bunch of hats, bro.
Talk deeper into the actual microphone.
I got, pretty much a whole bunch of shit going on. So I do mostly hip-hop production. I do a lot of sound design. I do a bit of audio engineering.
Do you go to school for that?
Nope. That's all just off the top, just learning and stuff. We do like a little bit of DJing. I'm not very good at it. And there's a bunch of other stuff too, like behind the scenes, doing like a bunch of the graphic stuff, the marketing, all that kind of stuff too. So I don't know, man. I couldn't tell you. It's more like just like a company, period, moving with a bunch of stuff.
That. I'm trying to explain to people what I do. I've boiled it down to just saying I'm a Russian troll, but Canadian. So where are you from, actually?
Technically, I guess I'm from Vancouver. I lived there for up until 5 years ago, and then I moved up here.
So you're from Kamloops now?
Yeah, technically.
You live in Kamloops?
I don't currently live in Kamloops. I'm up in Fort St. John for work.
Oh, okay.
So, but I'm trying to get a spot out here so I can go rent out and take over the town type of deal.
Okay. Why'd you choose Kamloops?
Because this is where this is where the money was, bro. I didn't have no money to be living in Van no more, so
okay.
I had the odd connect up here. I could get some work up here to where I was working at, and just came up here. So it's just luck of the draw type of deal.
Okay. What's your hat mean? It looks like a kindergarten scribbled it with embroidery.
Ironically enough, I picked up when I was here, actually at the Lowboy, just across the street. I picked up Tory Lane's first release, and it came with a pack of stuff. So I got the CD, the hat, a bunch of other stuff.
Wait, you found Tory Lane's at a discount, we pay the tax store?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna need a picture of that. That's funny as fuck.
Yeah, so it was
Tory Lanez thinks he's the shit.
That's the irony.
But if his stuff is being sold at a discount,
that's what I'm saying, right?
Flea market-esque style store, which I love them.
It came with the hat, right? So I was like, yo, for $2, that can't really beat that. So I scooped it, and then he had the big thing with Dax and everything. So now it's kind of weird. So
that hat is a Tory Lane.
Yeah, technically it's Tory Lane's merch. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Yeah, because Tory is a bitch for pulling up on Dax like that. Because Dax is positive. I don't get it. I
didn't really get it either. I didn't know Dax was Canadian either.
I didn't either until recently. I didn't know who Tory Lanez was until he started trying to get
I think Tory's pretty dope. I don't really understand Tory's whole thing about it, considering Dax didn't really air him out.
No.
I think Merc tried to air him out, and so did Lil Windex, and nobody said anything about that. So I don't really understand why you're gonna go and pull up on Dax. So I don't know.
I think the whole Lil Windex Merc thing is they're scared of him. They're scary dudes.
I don't know.
But it is what it is. How long you been involved in in hip hop, or where do you think that your love for hip hop came from?
Oh man, I don't know. I used to just try to be a hood rat back in grade 6. Probably that's probably what happened. I was walking around with triple XL white T-shirts and size 44 jeans
funny?
And stuff. It's terrible, bro. It's not a good. It's not something you look back on. You're that was a good move right there. That's a good look. No, it was bad news. So. But I started making records and stuff because I was being a hood rat. I got caught up.
I just want to do hood rat things with my friends.
Literally, you know what I mean?
Love that video.
I got caught up with some of that stuff, and I got put on lockdown, essentially. I got really blessed, and nothing came of it. Everything was dropped.
And, I think it's fucking weird that you're chasing a lifestyle that, wasn't you.
Yeah, I know.
And then that actually became your lifestyle, and then you had real-life consequences.
If you start thinking about stuff like that, bro, it's such a trip. It just makes you bug out because you're yo, this makes no sense.
You start living the meme, and it fucks you up.
Yeah, big time. But no, I got really lucky. Nothing came of it, and I got forced into first I got forced into drumming lessons, so I ended up becoming a drummer, and then off of that I started doing like drum programming, which led into like music production and stuff.
Drum programming, like the drum pad.
Yeah,
Electronic?
basically like learning like all your 808s and stuff like that, like on your actual like rolling 808 machines and shit, and the 909s and.
I have no idea what that means. Like we're talking electronics now, right?
Yeah, we're talking like drum machines and stuff. So like I was figuring out how to program that stuff, like learning step sequencers on like Fruity Loops, and I ended up linking up with like a Pro Tools program, but like at the end of high school and stuff. So just like learning all that type of stuff,
Okay.
And then that led into everything else.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been like, because I'm a moderator for some fucking reason of the BC Underground Hiphop.
I seen that, man. Y'all be popping off. That one dude. What's that one dude's name?
Stumpy?
No, Cornball or something. What's his name?
Oh, DJ Cornball.
Oh, bro.
DJ Cornpit.
It
yeah.
was y'all were after him for a minute there. He was doing some weird shit, bro.
Yeah, but yeah, we backed off of him because in the end we found out more about his past.
Yeah,
right? We thought he was just a scammer. It turns out he's scamming because he actually believes.
Yeah.
Certain things like he knows Elon Musk.
I seen his stuff pop up in like other feeds, and I was just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
This boy's a serial offender. Like y'all gotta just like I don't know. It's
crazy. Some people have taken it upon themselves to make it their mission. I've tried to step away because
I didn't speak on it none because it's like probably the same thing. Like if you don't give it any shine, then eventually it'll just fade out, right? But the more we like look at it and hate on it and stuff, that's more like engagement. So then you're pushing it to the top, right?
Well, that's the whole world of hip hop, right? Like, so I'm in this weird position right now where my podcast, though I've achieved some pretty notable figures,
right?
It's not getting the engagement I want, and the best way to do that is to put it towards performers, aka hip hop artists, people who understand the hip hop online hustle, right? Like, so it is what it is. Yeah. But as I slowly transition, Kameos actually has an interesting history with hip hop and has a very deep, long-seated underground hip hop scene in this town.
I don't know too much about it. I kind of came here. I linked up with a couple cats, and then actually, a couple of them were pretty dope. A couple of them were like kind of dope, like weekend rappers, and I can understand that. So, but like, I don't know. I heard a lot about it. I had the homie Austin, Doc Ock, and he kind of goes back with that, with like a lot of this stuff. Like, there's like a James Hughes dude, and then a couple other dudes, and then they were sort of like dude had like crews and stuff like that. Yeah. So, but that's about all I know about it.
It's very interesting because we're seeing like the whole progression from like literally start of the '80s, right, and the people from the '80s getting annoyed at these young kids who are popping off with one track or whatever it be. It's the internet's a whole new game. How do you interact online, or how do you promote yourself online mostly, or is that something you even care about? Because you called someone a weekend rapper.
A weekend rapper, yeah. Well, that's the type of person. Like, you got somebody who's working a 9 to 5, and then they'll wild out on the weekends and do the whole thing, come out with the chain and the hat and whatever, and then Monday comes and they put the suit and the tie back on and they go to work. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, right? I see what you mean. It's like they're weekend warriors.
Weekend rapper, you know what I mean? So it's fine, but at the same time, I just don't like where if you're gonna present yourself like that, just make that known. Don't just sit here and try and be like flexing and everything, being hard, but then on Monday you realize that you're late for work and you start freaking out type of deal.
Oh, right? You see that?
I have seen that, and then I'm just like, man, it's okay, it's not a big deal, but just come forth like that.
Well, that's why I like Windex, right? Because he's making fun of. Though he's making fun of mumble rappers, he's also making fun of the people who put on the act and then take off the act.
There you go, right? Like I like Windex because I can see the whole thing from like front to back, and he's a fucking genius for it.
Oh, totally.
So I don't know why everybody's hating so much. The man's feeding his family. So
no, I don't think he's getting as much hate as honestly he should get.
No.
In the sense that like more people need to be trying to start battles with him because he's going to crush them. Right?
That'd be dope.
Like,
I think Windex has some bars, man. He's like low key, like.
No, not even low key. Like DTG was his like previous.
Yeah.
Real effing grimy, rap.
Right.
And it just wasn't gonna pop. And but he had bars. Like
I didn't listen to any of the music. I was a big fan of the skits. He was doing hella funny shit with that.
Yeah, because his skits started getting off, and then he ended up blending the two. Right.
Yeah.
You know. And now you kind of almost see him being an over-accentuated version of who he wanted to be anyways, or whatever it be, right? Like, the layers of satire is quite impressive.
It's dope, man. I fuck with Lil Windex, man.
Yeah, I saw him.
Windex is dope.
Saw him the other week.
Yeah, he was up here, man. I missed out the first time. I missed out the second time. I'm slacking, bro.
No,
It's
he's coming up on the 23rd.
I ain't gonna be here. I'm gonna be up north.
Oh, okay.
It's, you know what I mean? It's harsh.
Yeah.
So, but it is what it is. We'll get down here eventually one day.
That's part of the hustle, though. Like a lot of Fort Mac people seem to have like side hip hop hustles.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know, man. Where I'm at, it's like, I don't know. I ain't gonna say too much because I don't want to like piss off the wrong people. But like, there's not a lot going on up there.
Yeah.
So like, unless you're like at the bar or like playing hockey or something like that, like there's not a lot to do. So when I'm up there, it's mostly just like grind. It's like
just work on your beats,
sit on everything, bro. I linked up with a bunch of dudes actually. The homie Imperative and the other homie
Nate Imperative.
Huh?
Imperative. He was like, wasn't he the producer for like Junk stuff?
Yeah. He just did that like 2 months ago. So shout out to Junk and shout out to Imperative.
Junk's coming March 30th.
I think so. That sounds right.
Rockin' Firkin, Heavy Set's gonna be opening for him.
Right.
So that's Dabs, Tyler McMillan.
Right.
So I'm gonna meme on him. I've never actually met him.
Yeah. I don't know. Tyler was up here for a minute. He was working with Cody and then Quote. And then I had a track, I think, or two with Cody that was, like, in the works. I don't really know where it's at now. He did the whole, like, dad thing, so he's doing good with that. So shout out to him. But, yeah, so I linked up with Imperative, and then I linked up with the homie RC the Hazmat from the Hazmat crew, dude. And then he's dope, too, actually.
RC the Hazard, isn't it?
Is it the Hazard or the Hazmat? I can't.
I think it's RC the Hazard.
RC the Hazard.
And then it's Hazmat crew.
Oh, okay.
And, like, Will Lang, I just met Will Lang. He's part of the Hazmat crew, and they're all coming up pretty soon.
Yeah. No, so he's super dope, and then he just put out a documentary, actually, on YouTube.
Oh, his documentary is amazing.
Yeah.
It's 100 more. I've watched it at least 3 times.
Word. I haven't peeped it yet. I got to check it out.
You have to.
Yeah, for sure.
So, like,
that's on the to-do list.
Like, I'm learning a lot of the underground hip-hop scene from that documentary and rewatching, and there's just so many, like, super valuable tidbits.
Yeah.
Like, the one that stands out to me is, like, Harley, a.k.a. Dub G, you know, talking about how, like, a lot of new MCs don't understand the idea of, like, rocking the mic and, like, how to actually rock the mic is more than just spitting your rhymes.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And I go on tangents about that, about, like, when people go live and they sit and they're like, I'm waiting for people to... I need 20 people before I do my... No, start, perform.
Yeah,
like, if you're a street performer, right, yes, you try and gather a crowd, but as you gather a crowd, you make it an entertaining gathering, right? If you know, coming from Vancouver, is there a lot of street performers in Vancouver?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I mean, like, they're not, like, to an extent, like, good street performers, maybe not so much.
Is there like breakdance hip-hop culture in Vancouver? Like, I know in Toronto where, like, I come from, like, an hour south of Toronto.
Yeah.
There's, like... You go to that one place, you know you're going to see at least 3 different hip-hop breakdancing crews panhandling, you know?
No. It's more like the panhandle scene where, like, there's a lot of cats that are, like, beatboxing and bringing out guitars and stuff like that. I don't think I've ever... I might have seen, like, one, but I can't remember. I don't think there's a lot of like, street dance type of deal, like breakdancing and stuff like that with the cardboard and all that type of stuff out there. But there's some crazies out there on the streets, man. You can catch those all the time. I seen one dude walking around... he had red hair and buckets for shoes. Like, people are just wilding out in Vancouver sometimes, man. It's crazy.
Oh, man, they're coming. You'll see them around town here. Kameos has their own.
Oh, no, I done seen them around here, too, man. This shit's been crazy here lately, so it's good.
Yeah, Brock with shootings and kidnapping.
Man, it's wild. That's like 10 minutes from my house. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? My landlady hit me up. She's like, you hear about that shooting? What shooting?
That was in like, my old block where I used to live. So I've been gone for about 2 years from there, but... Yeah, so Justin, what other things, what makes you tick? What are things that people don't really understand you're trying to say with your music?
I ain't trying to say nothing, man. I'm just doing it now because I like to do it, man. I got to the point where I was peeping a bunch of game from a bunch of dudes who are really dope. There's one dude, there's actually a bunch of them, to be honest with you, but Kato from Atlanta, this crazy dude. He's dope with the game, always dropping gems. And it came to the point where I was trying to, like, manipulate and figure out what the move was and stuff like that, and then he had this one little tidbit, and it was like, everybody steals stuff. We all pirate music, we all pirate movies. Like, that's what Netflix is built on. You just pay for it every month, right? Like, it's the same deal. So you can either just put your stuff out for free or for pay or whatever, but if you can put it out and somebody gonna steal it, that means they fuck with it enough to steal it.
Yeah, totally.
So that means they probably know who you are by the time they steal it. Or you can just hoard it all and not have nobody know what the fuck you got going on.
Yeah.
So now it's just like, all right, well, we're just going to push everything out. And we're just going to make sure that it's out there, it's available. If somebody like it, they're going to like it. If not. You know what I mean? I got enough going on to where the point is, I got enough on my plate to where I feel like I'm contributing to the culture. Yep. So if somebody fuck with the music, then it's dope. If they don't, then it's whatever. There's enough gems out there that I've given and enough people I've put on where it's like, it's not a big deal now. I've done my piece, and now I'm just doing it because I like to do it. Yeah,
it's crazy. Like, for some reason, we've established the value of a song based on the number of listens on YouTube or SoundCloud or Spotify or whatever it be, right? Like, but like one of the best albums I've come across in recent times is Saucy Boy's The Conversation Starter.
Okay, word.
He's out of Vancouver, and he's a graffiti artist, MC. You know, he grows his own bud.
Oh, he's like a do-it-yourself. Wow.
Yeah, he lives in like a house and van with like a bunch of other creatives, right? Like, and his shit is like good boom bap.
Yeah.
Kind of like old school 80s vibe, but like you look at it, you're like, wow, this is very much modern at the same time, right?
That's crazy. Word.
Like, and it's just like his, you know, he gets the visual aspect of making the video right with the audio and how it pairs so nicely together, right? Like he's like a true artist who sees all aspects of how it
I guess you have to be from that point, right? Because you're doing everything. You're doing the graph, you're doing the hip hop, you're growing your own fucking dope. Like that's like
he's got like a clothing line too. Like he's he's got it's the real hip hop hustle, right?
That's crazy,
hip hop
bro.
fucking owns this world.
That's homegrown, bro. That's dope.
Like people like.
What was his name?
Saucy Boy.
Saucy Boy.
Ian Ferguson.
Ian Ferguson. I'll go look that shit up. That sounds dope as hell.
Yeah, man. It's fucking awesome. And then like he's got a buddy that puts him on that we linked up with out of like New Zealand, right? Like this is the power of like hip hop, right? Like it doesn't, you know,
no limits. Yeah.
Hip hop controls the world, right? Like you look at the power of fucking Jay-Z or Kanye. Like when Kanye goes on.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
When Kanye ends up recording a podcast with fucking Joe Rogan, that's gonna like blow up way bigger than Elon Musk.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be. Honestly, I don't think it's gonna be that interesting.
It's gonna put podcasting on a new level, which is good for me.
Yeah.
It's gonna change the perspective of hip hop and change the hip hop culture for at least 3 days.
Kanye's on his last legs in the culture, bro.
You think so?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Kanye's not even making the type of music that he got in with his past on. Like, Kanye's tripping. I say that because I'm not like the biggest Kanye fan.
I think he's on like seventh wave memes.
I think he's just like on his way out the door. He's doing the fashion thing. He's hanging out. He's like the token Trump homie. Like he's just whatever. Like it's Kanye. He's just tripping.
It's a performance art, right? Like
I mean, I guess, but at the same time, like you're not putting out the music that's as dope as it was. Like.
But that's when you transcend beyond just being a musician.
No, fair enough. But I'm saying like the hip hop point, right?
Yeah.
So now you're putting out clothes that are like designer clothes, right? You've transcended hip hop. You're going into this other pop culture sort of world.
So what do you think of like Tyler the Creator, right? Like, is he still contributing to the culture? Or?
I'd say yeah, just because Tyler's still rapping and Tyler did like Ben started up. He came from that MySpace era type of deal.
Yeah.
Right. So like, and they were doing the whole golf wearing thing at the beginning. They didn't change up, right?
Yep.
Kanye started making clothes and started making sneakers and stuff. Golf wearing was like, we've been making clothes. We did a festival. Like, didn't they have that carnival type shit too?
Yeah, they did some crazy
yeah, you know
shit.
what I mean? They just did wild skate shit. And then Tyler's still rapping.
Yeah.
And Tyler's still out here, like, getting mad at Rocky and shit, but saying shit that's not here, right? Like, so I fuck with all of the Odd Future dudes. But you never hear about the other cats. You hear about Earl, you hear about Tyler. And then, like, Domo Genesis and everybody else just, like, fell right the fuck off, which is kind of a drag, but I don't know.
I don't know if they fell off or maybe that's they got their bit, they got their piece, and then they're happy living their life as the artist that they want to be, right? Like,
I don't know.
Like, I don't know. Do you always need to be headlining? Like, that's
no. But at the same time, like, you should be like, I don't know. They could be doing stuff that I just don't know about because I don't hear about it that much, right? Because I'm like, I kind of keep my head down, but I don't know. I feel like as long as somebody's working towards something, be it like artistically or creatively, or you could do the Kanye thing and just be crazy. And as long as you're putting forth effort into something that's going to come back to you,
yep,
you know, exponentially, then it's no big deal. You do whatever.
Cool.
Right? So, yeah.
Dope. Well, yeah, we're at 19 minutes. We still have some time.
Yeah, chilling, bro.
You know, The podcast is yeah, it's quite simple. You,
Yeah.
you offered to help me out with like my audio.
Yeah,
thing. I'm trying to figure out my studio setup. Like the problem I have
Yeah.
is I have to put up, tear down, like because I have to
Yeah.
live in a small place with a family and a baby and shit, right?
Yeah,
So it's just a mess in terms of that, right? So like I like the simplicity of this.
Yeah.
Because of the pop-ups thing, but eventually,
Y'all ain't gonna see this, but Nevin got hooked up with the Zoom. The Zoom. What is it?
This is
the
H4n Pro.
Yeah, this is the H4n Pro. He just hooked up with the XLRs and shit to 2 external mics. He's doing it pretty well. I got the same gear. I just actually went and picked up the accessory pack like a week or two ago up in North and shit.
Oh really?
So, yeah, it's tight. If you can, I don't know if you're doing a bunch of like field stuff, but definitely get the pop filter they got. It's like a fuzzy one.
Yeah.
So if you're out and about and stuff, you can cancel out like a lot of the background noise.
I
and
have
stuff.
like that's like $70 or whatever be that.
Nah, it's like
accessory.
50, bro. You can just pick it up for like dirt cheap. So it come with a bunch of other stuff. The one thing that kind of chokes me up is that they don't have the remote.
Oh.
So you can't do like remote recording, which is kind of a drag.
Yeah.
But I mean, you get an XLR that's good enough, then you can set it all up anyway.
Usually what I do, like I've done a few things in the field just out of like experimental.
Yeah.
And I just use like one XLR mic with the fuzzy cat thing on this thing.
Yeah.
Just because I don't want to explain to people what an audio recorder is. Because half the time they think it's a vape.
Yeah.
They're like, yo, you're going to hit that fat vape.
Yeah, no.
Right? Right? Because they look at me and they're like, oh, yeah, he's a stoner or whatever.
Yeah,
That's obviously how he smokes weed. He's just doing some fucking new age.
You got some fucking monster vape type shit.
No,
bro.
that's my audio recorder.
That's so funny, dude.
So it's much easier to do like a man on the street thing with just the mic, right? Which is like throwback to like Nardwuar days, right? And
for sure.
You know, shout out like Much Music in the 90s when it was fucking cool. But
straight up.
It's I don't know. The internet gives us huge opportunities to like do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah, it's dope, man. I remember when I got the H1. Was it the HN1 or the H1N or whatever? It was like the little dude, just little itty bitty.
Oh, the H1.
Yeah.
Dude, I actually want one of those.
Yeah, they're dope, man. They're really dope. I ended up finding an H2, which kind of like shit the bed, but like it was for like I think like $40, which was great because I had like I had the H4 when I was like recording and using it as an interface or doing anything like kind of top notch, and then the H2 and the H1 I would just take out for whatever I was doing. Like I just go get field recordings and stuff, but yeah, man, I got the weirdest looks when I was trying to catch like weird like off stuff for like intros and outros and sample material. You get weird looks like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you recording me, bro? Are you a narc? Like, what the fuck's going on, bro? I'm like, no, man, I'm gonna chop this up and turn it into some crazy shit. They're like, well, what the fuck are you doing, bro?
Yeah,
like,
audio is like this whole new platform. Or it's not even a new platform. It's like people are just starting to realize the power of audio.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, it's video now, bro. If you can get the video shit going, like.
Oh yeah, if you get the video shit, then you're at the audio, whatever it be. Like I can do the video shit really easily, all through my phone, just with an iRig 2.
Yeah.
Like that little guitar plug-in thing.
Yeah.
Connects perfectly to your phone, so you can do audio in, audio out, and then like it turns your whole fucking mixer into like a really easy phone call podcasting station. It's fantastic.
That's dope.
It's a good like $40-50 spent.
Nice.
But yeah, I've been meaning to do more of those things, but I don't know. I don't like going live. That's not my jam.
Nah, man, you gotta go live, bro. If you go live, you get pushed to the top of the feed.
I know.
Right?
I know. I'm good at going live.
Yeah.
It's just not something I don't enjoy as much.
Oh, I mean, fair enough.
Right? Like, we got like Creflo Evans, Scotia Scythe, like he's been hustling hard in the BCUG with the lives,
I've
right?
seen him. Yeah.
And then under the rival-ish group, it's not really a rival group at all, the Canadian Underground Hiphop group that I'm also a moderator on. Dustin Lawton's been doing a lot of lives and stuff, right? And it's that world of like, this took us how many weeks to like meet up and record at a coffee shop. We could have just done this over Facebook Messenger.
Oh hell yeah!
At 30 or whatever it be.
Hell yeah! I would have been freezing my ass off -30. You'd have been down here chilling,
right?
Yeah.
And then away you go, and you have yourself a podcast, right?
Yeah.
Like
that's all it takes, man. It ain't hard.
It doesn't take any effort at all.
Nah.
Right? It's just you have to like commit and be like, okay, I'm gonna rock the mic now. I'm gonna be entertaining.
It comes back to yeah.
Right? Like, and sometimes like I just want to be stoned, and I want to watch. Right? Like I put enough, I put enough people on, and I've taught enough people.
I'm stoned. I just want to watch.
Right? Like, honestly, like I don't want to be someone's like play monkey like cam girl shit. Like I've taught people how to do that.
Right.
Like I taught them because I want them to put their perspective out there because I know they'll be good at it. Right. And then I was like, come on, let's take it to the next level. Like look at Creflo Evans. Like he was doing video blogs.
Yeah.
Like calling out Classified. Like before that was like cool, right? And like you can see it's on a shitty fucking webcam, but he did it.
Yeah.
Right? And I respect that, right?
I noticed that as long as you can do that, and like you can deal with like shitty video, but you can't deal with shitty audio.
Totally.
You won't listen to that shit. You'll turn that shit off and like clean out your ears and be like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah. Like so, like that. So a couple months ago, like I Tyler and I were chatting, dabs only, and I recommend him like buy a $30 camcorder, like because like video doesn't really matter, just good audio. And I didn't give him like too much directions as long as I can remember. Apparently he went to Valley Village and bought a mini DV camera with an SD card slot. And
oh my god, bro.
And I was thinking like he would find like a cheap JVC hard drive camera like I found for $30 that goes to also SD card, right? And it shoots in 720p. Who gives a fuck? I make like the audio's good enough. And if I want better audio, I got an H4n, right? But then I can just make like really fucking quick videos because it doesn't take any processing power because it's just such old lightweight video files. It's great. But I like that old school camcorders. I fucking love them.
Oh man, goddamn. That's not my field. That's my business partner's type of deal. He's all into the photos and the video and shit. Yeah. He's all right up with that.
That stuff is expensive, right? Like people
man. I talked to him. He's like, yo, man, I just picked up a light for like $300. So like, yo, I just picked up a new camera for like $700. I'm like, yo, I thought my gear was like eating my wallet, bro. Like you're going crazy over here, man.
Totally.
Shout out to Open Format Picasso, man. Y'all go check him out. He's dope. He's the homie for sure. But man, camera gear just eats you alive, bro. It's crazy.
It's insane. It's insane. But we're in this like we're in this era where it's like post content, right? Where where you know you can look at like death grips. I just found out about them recently. They're
man, those dudes. Zach Hill is a fucking. He's literally.
You know
an
who
animal,
I'm talking
bro.
about, right?
Yeah.
Right, like death grips. You know, like 100%.
I'm a drummer, bro. Come on now. I know who Zach Hill is.
Right?
Yeah,
and it's just like, man, these guys did it first.
Yeah.
Right, like hip hop did it first. Like I wanna ask someone to like prove me wrong. Like name one thing hip hop didn't do first. Like hip hop controls the world, man.
It's like probably the most common denominator out of the shit. Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah. And I'm just trying to get my small little piece.
I'm just trying to squeeze in here somewhere, bro. I'm just trying to fit in, man. I just need my spot. I just need that little plaque where I just need that little parking spot, bro. Just big enough for the bike.
Yeah, totally. But it's very funny though, like to watch people like and their like YouTube views and stuff, like to even get like 30 views on the track someone worked on for like how many weeks.
Yeah.
Like that's rough. Like
no, it's not that. Like man, it all depends, bro. It all depends on how you look at it. Like if you can make it where the people that are looking at your stuff are people that are interested in your stuff, then it's different, right?
Totally.
But if you just have like 30 randoms clicking through SoundCloud, you ain't gonna get shit, bro. And if you ain't set up right, you can't monetize that shit, then what the fuck are you doing out here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the homie Jay Curry, actually, he kept posting up all the shit the other day. He's getting SoCan checks. He got a SoCan check for $20. He's like, thanks for the beers, boys.
Oh, no way.
You know what I mean? So, like, but that's how you got to get set up.
See, I don't understand SoCan. Like, I just know I don't want to fuck with it.
No, you do need to fuck with it, bro.
You do.
You do.
See,
absolutely. SoCan, ASCAP, BMI, all them dudes, Sound Exchange, all of those types of shits, bro. Those are the guys that are looking out for your best interest when your shit is already out on the web. They're looking after making sure that nobody's making money off of that because you're the content creator of that, and they will look after you through that. And I guarantee you there's shit for video, too, because YouTube's looking out for that, too. You can monetize almost anything in this day and age. So if you're not fucking with those guys, man, you definitely need to. 110%.
I don't think I need to because I'm not a musician.
No, but like even still, like for video platforms and video content
Yeah.
and stuff, and even for your podcast, probably you could put that on like Player or Pandora or whatever it is,
Yeah.
and monetize that somehow. Like you're not
Yeah.
gonna be making mad cash, but you're gonna be paying for your coffee that you're drinking.
No, I've gotten paid advertisements, and I get like Patreon
Yeah.
covering my hosting, so I'm happy.
Yeah.
And for the most part, it's been like an interesting experiment where I've met with I'm pretty sure I've met with over 100 people.
There you
But
go.
like I said, my file organization is like shit.
Hey,
So.
son, you gotta get on that, bro. You gotta get on that. Organization is key.
I used to be like super anal,
Yeah.
like beyond anal, like, and then I just said fuck it, like whatever be like. So, but I got like
That's a black hole, bro.
dude, it's a black hole. Like I'm sitting on probably some huge gems of content that I just gotta like push out there.
Man, I do it, bro. Do it. I got a bunch of stuff coming up with the homies and stuff. We're working on the Producer Connect group. I got a bunch of. I got a joint. What did I just? Fuck, I'm getting lost in the sauce. I got the Dilla joint. That's what it is. The Dilla project coming up that I'm doing personally with all the proceeds going to the James DeWitt Yancey Foundation. So that's dope. If y'all peep that, go check that out. If you
What's that foundation support?
Jay Dilla.
Who's Jay Dilla?
You don't know who Jay Dilla is?
No.
Oh my God, bro. Okay, so Jay Dilla is this dude from the 90s. He came up doing Slum Village, in a nutshell. Came up from Detroit, was basically like one of the pioneers of like lo-fi hip-hop.
Okay.
Like they were doing it in like 92, 93, 99, all that type of shit. Like before anything. There's Nujabes and there's Dilla. Those are like the two pioneers of that shit, basically.
Okay.
And he died in 2006. He did mad work with like everybody: Janet Jackson, Tribe Called Quest, Far Side, like everybody's everybody. But he didn't get credit on half of it because he didn't really seem to care, right? So he died of lupus and stuff, and then they built a foundation for him once they got all his estate and stuff in order. So it's basically the foundation allows for grants for kids in inner cities with like less than admirable circumstances that are involved in music programs, and they help them get scholarships and stuff. So all the proceeds from that Dilla little compilation that I'm doing on the 22nd, I believe. I should know that. I think that's right, though. All the proceeds from that are going to the J Dilla Foundation. I just did a joint, a pack, so to speak, in January for the Northern, which is just like a bunch of lo-fi stuff that's like super mellow. You can go cop all that. All that stuff is royalty-free. And then previous to that, I just did a trap pack called The Prescription. So if you want to get your gang rap on, you can go pick up that royalty-free as well. So, and then I got to figure out something for March. I'm pushing something for what I'm working on with Imperative and RC.
So you're getting your shit on like those like YouTube 24-hour like lo-fi like rap hip-hop playlists?
Yeah, I mean, I've run through DistroKid, right? So they do all that shit for me. So they're wicked that way.
DistroKid, did you know they're owned by Spotify now?
Yeah.
And Spotify bought Anchor.fm, which is a big podcasting platform, and bought Gimlet Media, which is like Spotify went from 7% in the podcasting world to 20%.
Yeah, bro.
Like Spotify's a fucking monster.
Yeah.
And it's man, we're entering the age of digital monopolies, and it's crazy. But we're all getting our piece one way or another. Hopefully.
Straight up, man. You
well,
gotta get it.
Justin, I'm gonna have to wrap up there. I'm gonna have to mosey on.
That's all good, bro.
Where can people reach out to you, find out more?
Man, the best way is probably on Instagram. Everything's Rich City Records. If you're looking for any heat, though, your best bet is to go to the website at www.richcityrecords.com. That's where all the stuff is. All the packs are there. If you're sneaky with it, you can go check out the old spot, the www.richcityrecords.bandcamp.com. And if you're smart, you can go there and get the stuff for bundles. And there's probably going to be a Cameo discount code. So y'all should probably go peep that. If
you'll see how big you'll be able to see what my audience converts.
Right. Like let's see what kind of audience, what kind of flex you got there, bro. We'll check it out for sure.
But
for sure.
My audience, right, is what? A lot of Kameos people
and
the random hip-hop people, right?
Hey, man, the random hip-hop people's good peoples, man. I'm down for whatever, as long as people are
you gotta
working.
do the plug, right? And you gotta make sure you ask what you're worth. And if you think I'm worth anything and you're able to cup a few bucks to my Patreon, that's cool. Otherwise, keep tuning in. I'm going to keep making it. I like this. I got all the equipment. I got big things in the plan. Yes, that is such a fucking cliche. Such a cliche. But it's actually true. If you don't believe me, fuck you.
Once you get that file organized and all that stuff, right?
That's the thing though. Like for me, it's like it's so easy for me to make new, interesting content or content that I think at least a couple people are interested in
Yeah.
because I'm interested in the conversation too, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
just the fact that I learned that you bought a hat that was Tory Lanez, that's fucking funny as fuck.
Yeah.
Right? Tory Lanez want to flex saying he's the best. Well, his shit shouldn't be showing up at discount stores, right?
Hey, for real.
Right?
I don't know, man.
You ever seen some Merc shit at Dollarama? Like,
no.
you know, like, come on, like that doesn't happen, right?
No.
So, but it's funny,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like, I like that little bit of like ammo, right? Like that little bit of ammo.
Man, as long as you can put something on it, right? Whether it be good, whether it be bad, publicity is publicity. So I think it's funny as hell. It's ironic as shit now because I bought this shit like 3 years ago. But yeah, it's crazy.
Well, yeah, I think the hat's dope as fuck.
Oh, I think it's just funny now because everybody's beefing with Tory. Or Tory Lanez, I guess, is beefing with everybody. Nobody wants to beef with Tory Lanez. Nobody gives a fuck. Tory
No.
just wants like.
Tory Lanez just being like,
Tory Lanez ain't got no smoke detector in his house. You don't know how much smoke is in there. Like, it's crazy.
yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap it up there. Feel free to subscribe if you're new. The website is kameo.ca, but I don't really update it all that much. Just check me out on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube. Just Google Nevin Webster. You'll find me one way or another. I have a lot of interesting, random other content that you'll end up coming across on Google. If you're at all interested in me, check it out. Otherwise, keep on tuning in. I'm figuring out where Cameo goes next. I don't know which version of Cameo I'm now on, but I like to think I'm on like 7th wave memes on a couple things. So stay tuned for big things.
Deep in the sauce.
Deep in the sauce. Yeah, I got the sauce. Anyways, thank you once again. I'm going to end it there. Brap.